Welcome to the live podcast. Most people don't, but you do. We have stories and conversations with people that do really amazing things, that are thinking above just today, that are anticipating what is going to happen tomorrow, helping to predict trends and what the vision of the future might look like. And our guest today is certainly no exception to that rule. Allow me to read a little bit about Dr. Fernando de la Peña Llaca. He's a visionary entrepreneur, an aerospace innovator, and a futurist at the intersection of space, artificial intelligence, and human connection. He is the CEO of an organization, a company called Aexa Aerospace, and he's the founder of Aexa Tech, leads the development of a product, a tool called HoloConnect, H-O-L-O, like hologram, HoloConnect AI, and it's a breakthrough platform that combines holography. Did I say that right?
You said it right. Yes, sir.
Right, like a hologram and artificial intelligence to create immersive real-time presence without the need for headsets. Dr. Fernando and his team made history by enabling the first two-way holographic communication with astronauts aboard the International Space Station as a milestone that redefined how humans can interact across Earth in orbit. He's worked with multiple NASA awards and recognition across. His work has earned him multiple awards across NASA and across other government, healthcare, and enterprise sectors. Just phenomenal experience, smarter than I could ever imagine. Author of 33 predictions for the next 33 years, available on Amazon. Most importantly, welcome, Dr. Fernando de la Peña Llaca. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a privilege.
As I read all of that, I know you're based in Houston, Texas. How does that make you feel?
Right now, it's amazing. Right now, we're in Space City. So everything about technology, the space, innovation happens here. So it's so nice to go to a Starbucks and just have conversations over there with very smart people, or everywhere that you go in the city. You can cross with astronauts when you are buying your groceries. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and with the knowledge that you represent, and I'm going to call you Dr. Fernando just for ease, or Fernando, with all the knowledge that you represent, is it difficult to explain to people that you're running into at a Starbucks that aren't the astronauts, or that you're running into the grocery store? Is it difficult to explain what you do?
It's not, because essentially what I told them is like, do you recall Star Wars, like, "Hail me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope"? And people realize, like, yeah, I remember that. I say, okay, we do the same, but full size, in color. It can be a live person, or it can be someone running via AI, via artificial intelligence. And people got it right there.
Yeah, so you reference Star Wars in the hologram, and they're like, oh, okay, I get it.
Correct.
Yeah. And I'm curious, because it's not every day that we get to talk to someone that is such a visionary entrepreneur as yourself. Were you always, like, think about growing up, Fernando, thinking about growing up, were you always interested in space and exploration and starting something new? Tell us a little bit about how were you growing up?
Okay, yes. Actually, I was born and raised in Mexico before I came here to the States and became a U.S. citizen. My hometown is called Tulancingo, and used to have the biggest satellite dishes in Latin America. There were like huge, very sturdy buildings of satellite dishes. So all the people from my hometown, we used to take a look to the dishes and to try to find the stars. But yeah, and my father, he always has been an entrepreneur, businessman, but he, back in the 80s, he already had all kinds of gadgets, like touchscreen computers. It was green and black computers, but it was touchscreen, all kinds of gadgets. And me, I always had that fascination for space, and for technology and for holograms.
Yeah. And did he teach you? Did he begin to teach you?
Yes, he did. He passed away when I was 10, so I didn't have a lot of time with him, but my memories were very good. We really enjoy playing with new technologies, with new
Yeah.
gadgets. He had one of the first, it wasn't called a cell phone back in the day. I believe it was called a radio phone or something, but he had a kind of a cell phone in the 1985. So it was interesting. We really enjoy about talking about technologies. So in my mind, whatever I watch on TV, it was possible. So for me, it was like, yeah, we can do whatever we want to if we have a plan. So it was very good.
Yeah. Amazing. Siblings growing up, brothers and sisters?
No, they broke the mold with me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Just because I'm always curious, right? With families, if you're exposed to entrepreneur items, um, technology at an early age from your father, I'm just always curious. Does it does it rub off, and does the passion lie with other siblings, as an example? But I'm glad it's just you, because obviously you did something right. Sadly, and I'm sorry to hear about your father passing at such an early age for you and for him. Did your mother then encourage you then to consider space and exploration and technology? Was she into the same thing?
Not really. I had a small argument, but what happened is because I had a need, I created a lot of businesses. I sold businesses, but when I was 18, I already had two companies running.
At
So
18?
at 18, we used back in the day just assemble computers. We work with fiber optics, which was pretty new back in the day. And then I had another company that we used to manufacture traffic lights with LEDs and LED lighting. So she didn't have an option, but she supported me. She said, "Okay, if it's what you want,
Yeah.
do it." But it was a great experience for me because essentially I always had the willing to go to space. Actually, my dissertation for the bachelor's degree
Hmm.
was about the space propulsion. So I always had my mind in space.
Yeah. So thinking about space, does it make you feel small?
It is, yes, and we are space dust. Essentially, we are
Dust.
our time actually is limited. It's like when you consider time, you
Mm.
say, okay, we have like maybe 80 years here, 85. Well, it's nothing comparing universal timing. So it's like a fly. That small fly,
Yeah.
all the life of the fly is 24 hours. And it's nothing for us. And it's the same with humans. For us, we are dust in space, and we are, if you consider our time here is nothing. So we have very small time to achieve great things and help
Yeah.
other people.
We are dust in the universe. That's all we are. We're dust.
Yes, sir.
We're dust. And how does that make you? Does it make you, or has it changed you rather, to be able to? Let me totally back up. And I know this is a very high gain related type of question. Does it make you live your life differently because you do understand space and you do understand artificial intelligence? Is it making you live your life differently than, do you think, perhaps the average person?
It does. First of all, because I can really think in let's say, not in the multiverse, but I literally have alignment to see that we live in 13 dimensions, according to Stephen Hawking, one of the most smartest people. He said we only figure out 4 dimensions, but there are 13.
There's
Uh,
13.
there
Okay.
are 13 according to the last theory, which may change in a couple of years, but there are 13. And also, if you consider that there's stuff that I learned from science, actually, like uh, we kind of live not in a simulation, but whatever we put in our minds, we can make it happen. And that's how the universe works. So giving me that, plus giving me the knowledge about the space and technology, I realized like I can help a lot of people. I can really make a difference, but I have a very tiny time frame to do it. Otherwise, people will not remember my name in 2, 3 generations. Most of the time, if we don't do something meaningful in 3 generations, people will not remember our names or our faces anymore. So it really changed me in a positive way.
Yeah, and sounds great. And I did not ask you, Dr. Fernando, beforehand. Do you have children?
I do. I have two children. My son Fernando, he is 18, and my daughter Maya, she's 15 now.
And are they they're probably at the age they understand what dad is doing?
They understand. They grew up at either military bases or NASA.
Mhm.
And actually, several years ago, someone tried to buy my company, and they say, "No, we want the company. My son wants to be the business one, and he's very good with business. He's much better than me." And my daughter, she wants to be the engineer. So I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, this is perfect. They can take the company to the next level."
That's the legacy right there. That is the legacy. Congratulations. I'm so happy to hear that. I want to get back to understanding a little bit more about right the fourth dimensions compared to the 13th dimension. And you shared that maybe you don't need to understand space and math and the future, but you had referenced something about the thought process, right? The thinking. The can you share a little bit more about that? Because I want to make sure that I'm understanding and that our listeners are understanding as well.
Well, there are a lot of experiments, especially with quantum computers and quantum physics. So, if you have a particle and you are shooting to that particle,
Mhm.
you can predict what's going to happen if you are not seeing that one. If you just see it for a second, it changed. And that created a lot of theories about how just for us to take a look to something is changing the pattern. Then there were more theories like if you believe like something is going to happen and you program your brain, things used to happen on that way. It's because you have the power to change at a quantum level some of the physics in the universe. So sometimes you say, hey, people is lucky. No, they really had that in mind and they had a plan, but you need to focus that that is going to happen. And that there are a lot of research papers on uh, quantum physics and quantum theories, and now with quantum computers, there are more evidence that we are working that way. There are parts of the universe that they don't have activity on, but if we have a telescope or something came into that part of the universe, then there is a change. So it's like a very efficient computer that if you are not using resources, you turn it off. But if someone is taking a look to that part of the universe, someone is flipping the switch and turning that part on. So we really have a lot of power to control things and we don't realize. And most of that is on these 13 dimensions of the multiverse. Like we know that we can go up, down, left, right. We can go front, back, and move in time. Those are the 4 dimensions.
Mhm.
But according to Stephen Hawking and some other people, there are 13. And that really overlap with the theory of quantum physics and everything.
Yes. And let me just make sure I can summarize for myself also and for our listeners that when we pay attention to something, the outcome, we have the ability to change the outcome, correct?
Correct.
Based on quantum physics and quantum theory. Along that way, you are suggesting, and so many scientists are, and I'm even thinking back to the book that David Meltzer recommends and owns the publishing rights to, or I guess the content rights to, Napoleon Hill, right? Think and Grow Rich. That if you are thinking positively, if you are imagining your future, that you can then influence the future. And as you said, kind of reprogram your brain. Am I getting it right?
You got it right.
Yes. And so, Dr. Fernando, have you been able to utilize that approach? Are you envisioning things for your company? Are you envisioning things for Aexa? Are you envisioning for Holo Connect? Has
Yes.
that contributed to your success? What can you share?
Well, let me give you an example. Uh, when working with NASA back in 2018, having a discussion with one of the NASA surgeons, I told him like, "Hey, I can send you to the space station as a hologram, like in Star Wars." And nobody had that technology to do that.
Mhm.
And we just created a plan, and then we had COVID. The COVID-19 pandemic uh, came, and no matter that, we came with a plan. We achieved the impossible. We performed a one-way holographic teleportation to a space station. which is traveling at 17,500 miles per hour. So it's a very fast target to get.
Yeah.
And then when we performed that in October 2021, sending Dr. Joe Schmidt to the space station, NASA came later on and said, hey, can you do it two-way? Can you send someone at the same time from station to the ground? And we didn't have the technology. I didn't have a way to go to the space station. So just creating a plan and focusing our minds and believe that it's going to happen. Failure is not an option. We just say, it's going to happen. We're going to make it happen. That happened. And that's the same way that now we are developing new technologies. We are commercializing one of our holographic technologies. You can interact with the hologram with your naked eye. You can, any small businesses can buy it. It's $400 a month for a lease, and you have your own presence. And when people ask me like, hey, this is going to be very expensive, there is no way that you can make it achievable so any small businesses can have it. I was like, yeah, we already have that in mind, and we're going to make it happen.
Wow. Okay. And I want to back up on that for a moment. So $400 a month, there is a product that companies can buy. Is that the HoloConnect tool?
Is that HoloConnect tool. So essentially, I can have you as a hologram, full size,
Yes.
speaking 84 different languages. You will be able, your hologram will be able to see me. So if I'm arriving to a restaurant or a car dealer, that AI agent can talk with me. We can have a conversation because it's going to be able to see me. I can ask questions like, hey, how do I look? Actually, we have it here at the Houston Medical Center for medical triage. You walk into the hospital, this AI greets you and try to determine what's wrong with you. So you can say, hey, my eye is red, how do I look? And create a diagnostic. But now we didn't want to wait like decades to make this technology accessible. We made it more efficient to make it accessible for anyone. I believe any small business can pay $400 a month.
Yeah, that's incredible. And I'm curious, if I did it as an example, so most of my business, it's presenting to groups and to audiences, and it might be a group of 200 people, but it might be 2,000 people. Am I able to project myself from the comfort of my own home to an audience that is somewhere in Europe?
Yes.
Okay. And is it me? Is it filming me, or is it a AI representation, an avatar of me?
Both. You can have it live. You can build their live, and you can see them. They can see you.
Okay.
It's a very tiny device. The best description is like a piece of glass, like having a 6 feet tall glass with wheels. Okay. So it's pretty portable, but they will be able to see you like if you are there, and it works everywhere. We play with that one outside here in Texas during the summer. You can see the sun is very hot over here, and it works perfectly. So people can interact with the real you or your holographic you, and we developed this holographic AI because for mission to Mars, we need something like that. You cannot have the live communication with a 24-hour minute communication delay.
Sure. Okay. Wow. Okay. So there are ways of having the hologram be me or be you and project elsewhere. Minimal costs. So the plate of glass and the cameras, I'm sure, are additional expense. Correct.
Correct. No, actually, you can use any camera. What we did is our technology is device agnostic, and it also works with this one with a cell phone.
Does it really?
With this one, if you see it, for your eyes, the hologram is popping outside the screen up to this height.
Okay.
We have a special film, and our software make it possible for the hologram, at least from your eyes, to go up to see out. So it's like when you watch a 3D movie.
Yes.
What we do, and I can discuss the technology, we send faster information to your right eye, slower to your left. You don't notice that.
Yeah.
But for you, it's a hologram popping out of your screen. So it's pretty device agnostic.
Okay. And I should have thought about this in advance. We could have been doing this, or we could do this next. Is there a way to be able to broadcast this through your technology I'm just thinking, you and I are live, right? We're not face to face, DC, and we're in Houston. But is there a way next time for the follow-up interview, if you'd like, that we can show your technology and you be a hologram?
Yes.
Yes.
What you need is something so simple. We have a special film that you
Uh-huh.
put it on your cell phone that
Yes.
costs $7.
Yeah.
It's going to protect your screen, but that film has a very small cylinders that help us to send different information to your eye. So you just put the film, and the viewer will not notice anything. When we are streaming via my application, you
Right.
will see that person popping out of your cell phone.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we have to do that next. Incredible. I mean, what a brilliant tool,
Thank
right?
you.
Not only for space exploration, understood, space stations, okay, but for anyone from a meeting and event perspective, gatherings together, you can begin to use a tool like this, very reasonably priced, to be able to have hologram images, real hologram images for communication.
Correct. And
Okay.
that's part of my solution. We
Yeah.
try to change the ways that are happening, and to make it is just to make it accessible for anyone. Don't
Wow.
make a lot of money, but make it accessible for anyone and really lead on these technologies.
Oh, it's incredible. So, in addition to having me being a hologram or you being a hologram, you can also then have an avatar. And I guess that was the doctor example you were sharing, correct?
Correct. I can have you with your knowledge, and
Hmm.
people will believe that they are having a conversation with you.
Hmm.
And it's not like chatting with ChatGPT, because this agent or this avatar will be able to see me and talk like a real person.
Okay. And for our listeners that want to learn more, because $400 a month, correct?
Yes.
Very, very reasonable. And everything else as you just described. Where is the best place? I do have more questions for you, but where is the best place for them to learn about how can they purchase or learn more about the technology? Is it from the website?
From my website, I have two. So the commercial one is aexa.tech, TECH.
Okay.
We have the link there.
Tech. Okay. Yep.
To apply for the leasing option, literally they don't need to provide financials or anything. They just need to prove that that company exists, has an employee identification number, and pretty much they just sign the agreement and they can lease the unit for $400 a month, including the software.
Okay.
And we customize it for them. It's going to be
Yeah.
whatever person they want to have. It's going to be whatever knowledge they want to have, and we can change it as many times as they want to.
All right, I have so many ideas. I want to talk offline with you.
Yes.
A lot of our followers, and I'm calling you Dr. Fernando just for short, but we are talking with Dr. Fernando de la Peña Llaca, aerospace innovator, CEO of Aexa Tech and Aexa Aerospace. I come from the world of hospitality. So I was in the Ritz-Carlton as an example for 16 years and Hyatt hotels for a long time. And our hotels were making money by hosting people that were traveling, of course, and then also by having groups and meetings and conventions as an example. I'm thinking that some of our listeners right now are thinking, oh gosh, we're no longer going to have face-to-face meetings because Dr. Fernando and his team are coming up with inexpensive, affordable ways of creating holograms. What is your response to that?
That's true in some way. So this is not going to replace a lot of stuff, but if you don't need to travel, you can be there with this technology. It's going to save you time. And actually, for a hotel, also it's going to save them. If you want a concierge that is always happy and working 24/7, helping you with reservations, you can have it there. So it's not replacing people, it's augmenting people with this technology. And this is what we're looking for. If they don't need to travel, they need to have a meeting, they can use my technology as well.
Yeah, augmenting, right? It's enhancing the opportunities. It's not replacing people, but in the realm of a concierge, could it kind of replace a person?
In some way, yes, because it's going to be always available. It's going to
Hmm.
be always able to make reservations and to see where you are. So just to give you an example, we have it in a couple of hotels here in Texas, in Austin.
Hmm.
And what they do, if they don't want to interact with the big machine, they can take this AI using their cell phones. So they are at the pool, they are wherever they want to, they are on the street,
Yeah.
and they say, hey, take a look where I am, and I just need a reservation for a restaurant that is closed. So they can interact with this agent from wherever they are. They don't need to be at the hotel to interact with the concierge of the hotel.
Right. Okay. So that's the element of augmenting.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Because the concierge might have other people that are in front of them at a hotel, but now this person is always going to be available. This hologram is always going to be available, and they are able to tap into other immediate technological resources, like knowing where you are and knowing what's close to you, without saying, "Okay, well, send me your address." It's
Correct.
efficiencies, isn't it? It's efficiency.
Because it's able to see, either you don't know the address. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, take a look where I am. Oh, okay, you are right here. You are next to this street, especially if you don't speak the language. Let's say you are in Japan, or let's say you are in a different place.
Yeah.
Like it's going to tell you, okay, there is a restaurant, kind of, I don't know, steakhouse, 2 blocks from here. I
Mm.
can make the reservation. You just need to take the train. Do you see the train to the right? Yeah, right there. And just to give you another example, we are working with the Houston airport system to install 20 machines here.
Okay.
And one of the use cases, other than the World Cup, is to help people like, hey, where is baggage claim? Where is the nearest restroom? How can I get to the other airport?
Yeah.
And it's
How
not
can,
because he's
yeah.
able to see you, it's going to be able to help you like a real person.
Wow. Because I'm just thinking of the application for it. There's so many times where we're traveling and I land at an airport, and the signs for rideshare are not really simple. They're not easy to understand.
Yeah.
And instead of me going up to a person that there's 10 other people in information waiting, I could use your type of technology at future airports to say, can you tell me, I'm looking for where Uber picks up or where Lyft picks up or where the taxis are.
Yeah.
Can you help me?
That's a goal, and actually, most of the people also are struggling because they can lose their flights. So the machine can help them. Like, hey, I can help you. I will connect you with the airline. Let's see if we can rebook your flight. So essentially, people don't need to leave that space to run to the other side of the airport, get into a huge line, trying to rebook their flight because they already lost the connection, and that will not increase the stress. So if you solve the problem, you can say, okay, now that you have your connection in 3 hours, there is a very nice restaurant. You
Mm-hmm.
just walk a couple of steps and you can wait there. Meanwhile, your flight is in 2 hours. So it's also helping you to sell. What we have also with a couple of sports here is like you walk into the store,
Mm-hmm.
and the machine will try to sell you a jersey of a player. We have it right now for a soccer player. You buy the jersey, and when you scan the QR code, the player comes through the machine and they will be interacting with you. Hey, that's nice. And now we have the same jersey. We'll be talking with you. We'll be able to see you. And then you can have a selfie with that player. And the machine is so thin, so it can fit everywhere. So it's not taking a lot of real estate from the stores. And
Yes.
it's a new, unique experience.
Wow. And are those in stores currently, or is that in the future?
We are working with the Astros, the Houston Astros, and the Dynamo.
Okay.
We launched this technology 2 months ago, and we
Two
just made the
months.
presentation a month ago. So it's
Okay.
it's it's getting steam, but it's brand new. You are actually the first podcast that we announce our technology.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm honored. We are all honored. What phenomenal. All right. I just want to ask a few more questions if you're good, Dr.
Sure,
Fernando.
please.
Okay. Um, Going back to the element of not only the fourth dimension, but the 13 dimensions, and the ability of reprogramming your brain to be able to see something, have a plan, focus in on it to make sure that it happens. That's what you've done with your products. That's what you've done with your company. Uh, in your book, and I definitely need to get a copy of your book. Your book is author of 33 predictions for the next 33 years. Is there anything in the book, and we suggest that all of our listeners go to Amazon.com. You will find it, Dr. Fernando de la Peña Llaca. It's Dela, Dela, Peña, Pena, and then Llaca is Llaca. Dr. Fernando is his first name. So please look it up. And if this is of interest to you, is there anything within that book that right now is on your focus to make happen? I know there's other things that are maybe not within your area of specialty, but is there something out of those 33 that is in your focus, Fernando, that you're going to help make happen?
Well, one is we have our own artificial intelligence, and I believe artificial general intelligence, which is AI, will be as smart as a human being and will be able to have conscience. According to the book, it's going to happen by 2029, and I believe that's going to happen by 2029. AI will be as smart as we are and will have some conscience like of self-existence. And
Mm.
that's part of the book. And I believe that we are helping in our way, but that's going to happen in 3 years from now.
Okay. So is that something that your company is focused in on as well?
Yes.
Okay. To help AI, what was the term again that you used? Sorry.
Artificial general intelligence.
Artificial
AGI, general intelligence.
general intelligence, so that AI will be as smart as us, probably smarter than us. Does any part of that worry you, that we will be replaced? And I'm sure you've heard that question before.
Not really. And let me tell you, a lot of people ask me, like, will AI is going to replace me? No, AI will not replace you. Someone knowing how to use AI is going to replace you. And that's key.
Not knowing, is that what you said? Not
Not
knowing?
knowing. If you don't know AI,
Yeah.
someone with the knowledge will replace you. So
Yeah.
if someone with knowledge about AI is going to take your job. And
Uh-huh.
humans live in a cycle. We had that from the Industrial Revolution. We had that when computers came in. Every time that there is something new, that people that embrace it kept their jobs, kept their companies. That people say, no, I will not use it, they are left behind. So right now, AI, a lot of AI, you can perform the same work that you did in 5 days, in 4 days. So you
Okay.
are more efficient. So you
Mhm.
have tools that you can develop faster. And AI is not perfect. It makes a lot of mistakes right now. But
Yes.
it's a fascinating tool that if you don't know it, you are leaving behind.
Yes. And let me share with you something that just recently came about. I believe that myself as a motivational speaker, that I am making people feel a certain way. I want to make people feel welcome. And we'll use this example a lot with apartment complex communities or with hospitality or any service business, a restaurant as an example. Just this morning, my wife and I went into a coffee shop, Fernando, and the woman who was greeting us was wearing very dark sunglasses and earbuds. Okay. Um, it was distracting because there was no eye contact. It was distracting because I don't know if she could hear us. Did we have to speak up? Was she listening to something that was more interesting than us? And it was very transactional. What would you like? Not, hi, how are you? Not, let me see your eyes. Let me say your name. Welcome into the coffee shop. It was very transactional. And what I speak a lot about, and it's this new term that it's in the process of being trademarked and registered. It's called humanality, and it is the input of human empathy, gratitude, kindness, care, looking, belief, humility into things that we do to make people feel a certain way. And I'm curious, and please say the right answer. Do you believe that that is an important route to take in a world where things are becoming very tech heavy and very AI driven? The element of humanality.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's why, in my case, instead of just having AI just talking with the bubble, we have this person. This AI also can read emotions, can create empathy. We have one of our devices in a hospital in Nevada for people with dementia.
Mhm.
But this is because the machine can create empathy, and that's the way that we humans used to work. Like it can read you. How do you feel? How's your day so far? If there's some stress or some frustration, the machine will be able to give you kind of a human response like, hey, I got you, let's make this right. And that's what we're looking for, trying to humanize, using your term, this AI, instead of just talking with a very cold transactional AI, just humanize it the way that we work and the way that we interact every day.
Yes. And do you believe then the element of us being humans is also even more important in a tech heavy driven world?
It is. It's part of how we live. If we don't do it, there's no connections, and that connection is important for everything.
Mhm.
I tell my colleagues that businesses don't make businesses with businesses, it's people with people. So you need to have the human connection for a business,
Yeah.
for a friendship, for everything,
Yeah. For trust,
for
for
trust.
love, for kindness, for gratitude, for so many different things. Phew. Okay, I'm not as worried now. It's a good route for me to go. Uh, you had mentioned in your book, in last question, two last questions in your book, you're talking about eternal life as a prediction. Can you talk a little bit more about what is your interpretation of that statement and what might it look like?
Well, the way that is going to look is there are two changes. One, we are going to live together in better conditions. There are a lot of companies working in these telomeres that essentially um, is something that's telling your cells like, hey, you are getting older, you need to show some aging stages. So the companies are working, including the MD Anderson, to try to keep us younger. So I can be 85 and I can look like a 25-year-old. But at some point, with these new chips from like Neuralink from Elon Musk and some other companies, at some point, all of that knowledge, we will be able to back up our knowledge, not maybe our soul, but all of our knowledge, our expressions. At some point, we will be able to back it up in a computer. And that's what I mean by living forever. You may, grandparents may be gone, but you may be able to have a conversation like, hey, grandfather, I just want to know how you did it, and I just need your expertise, and just having that conversation for the people that already left. Right now, it's not possible, that technology is not there, but at some point, it's going to be able to back up our brains entirely and
Yeah,
a lot of our emotions and our knowledge. So
yeah,
that's what I mean by living forever.
yeah. What would you want to ask your dad?
Well, first of all, it's that's a profound question. So what I want to ask him is, how do I doing?
Hmm.
I believe you gave me good lessons, but how I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. How can I do this? How can I do this better? Right?
Yes.
Well, the soul element, which you just briefly touched upon. I know your dad is proud of you, right? I don't know your dad, never met him, but I know your dad is proud of you. I think the whole world is proud of you and what you're doing, and your team and your kids and your friends and your relatives and your family. It is just absolutely incredible. I want to make sure that we are sharing the proper information so people can learn more. Um, Again, the book, 33 Predictions for the Next 33 Years. It's available on Amazon. The website, again, AEXA. AXA is how it's pronounced, AEXA, and that is AEXA.tech, correct?
Correct.
And that is for consumer, a person to be able to research, right?
Correct.
And the second website, sorry, I didn't write it down.
AEXA.com, but that's a business part
Okay,
of my company.
excellent. How can our listeners help you?
By adopting the technology, we are learning, we are trying to make a product that everyone can have, that product, and that is helping people. So just by giving a chance to use a product, try it and helping us to improve it. We have a bunch of developers working every single day to make it a product and people like it. So the best way to help me is give it a shot. This $400 is going to be a worth investment every month,
Mhm.
and then we're going to tailor it for you. We're going to make it better to have something that's going to help you to grow your business.
Yeah, try the technology. Try it, give it a shot, because AI will only replace those people who don't learn and embrace AI. You've heard it today. The name of the podcast, most people don't, but you do. Certainly, Dr. Fernando, you certainly do. If you had to fill in the blank and make a generalized statement about people in general, most people don't blank. What would you say?
Don't try new technologies.
Yes. And we have the request today. Dr. Fernando is asking you, try new technologies, learn about it, don't be behind, think about the future, because it is a way to enhance humans. It's to augment, to help, to make us better. And I'm so thrilled to have the chance. I know our listeners are going to want to follow you and learn more about your companies as well. But cannot thank you enough again, Dr. Fernando de la Peña Llaca, visionary entrepreneur, CEO of Aexa Aerospace and founder of Aexa Tech, with leading the development of Holo Connect, HOLO Connect AI, a breakthrough platform that combines holographic technology in AI. And boy, I can't wait. As soon as we hang up the phone or hang up the call, I'm going to go do some research on it, because I think there's 1,000 different ways that our listeners would be able to use it. And I'm willing to lead by example. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit more. But thank you so much again, Dr. Fernando. Really appreciate it, and keep on doing what most people don't do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the invitation. I really enjoy it, and I believe it's. I have a lot of bias, but this technology, the intention is to help a lot of people.
Oh, I agree. I agree. If you don't mind staying on for one moment, let me end this stream. But
Yes.
thank you, everyone, for our listeners. Top 2 to 5% of podcasts in the world. Most people don't, but you do. And we had a phenomenal conversation with Dr. Fernando de la Peña Llaca.